Okay, so how do I... That's not it.
Which is why. When did this get so hard? Hey everyone, it's been a minute since I've made a video on my YouTube channel, but I have been hard at work sharing mindful improv thinking in other formats. I released a book last year. I've been speaking at events and retreats across the country, and I've been sharing through the Mindful Improv community, which is free to join, by the way, and I'd love to have you. The link to where you can learn more about that and join for free is in both the comments of this video and the description of the video. This video is for my fellow people who, like me, hold huge visions, beautiful goals for the future, and who have a tendency, maybe because you come from not a lot of money or stability like me, or maybe there's a different reason, a different part of your story that causes you to just not believe that it's possible. Somewhere in your head and heart, it's just hard to shake this deep disbelief that this big vision is possible for someone like you. I get that deeply. I deeply get that. And I have learned that one way that disbelief shows up in my life is by overzealousness that shows up looking all impressive and like, oh, look at her with all her tenacity and bringing herself up by her bootstrapsness and whatever. But really what's happening is that I am making it impossible for myself to succeed by putting so much on my plate or by trying to do something, for example, retreat planning. I'll give you this example. Trying to do something as if I have a hand that I'll have in 5 years or 10 years or 1 year, who knows what time frame. But trying to do something at a level that's far beyond what I have the actual resources and time and whatever to do, as by being like, see, it's not possible. See, look, I tried and it's not possible. So with the retreat example, I have been asked by different people in the Mindful Improv community, can we do, another in-person retreat somewhere? And I want to do it somewhere beautiful. I'm like, let's go to Fiji. Or, realistically, I said to myself, how about Sedona? And I start looking into all of the things that would be necessary to do it in Sedona. And I start realizing that the costs to do this are like adding up so fast. And in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to charge people like $52,000 per person to make this happen. And so I'm like, the dream is dead. I can't even do a retreat. And then I realized, Andrea, you believe in mindful improv thinking, which says what exists is enough. What already exists is enough. It's about yes and. Yes, accepting what is, and adding a little bit to it. Not adding the whole damn cathedral. You bring a brick, not a cathedral. One little thing. That's what this means. If this improvism is not familiar, bring a brick, not a cathedral means bring one thing. Not the whole thing, one thing. And then the universe, your scene partners, time will unfold and new information, new resources will be in place. That's the next brick. And then you bring a brick and you build whatever it's going to be alongside your customers and your other people that are invested in this idea. But you're building this together. There's nothing at all in your life that you're building alone. And if you're trying to, that's going to be real miserable and harder than it needs to be. So, bring one thing. And so I started thinking about this and realizing what already exists. What already exists here that would make this easier? How can this be easier using what is? Someday, we are doing a beautiful ass Mindful Improv Thinking retreat in Sedona and then Fiji. Right now, we're going to do an amazing retreat somewhere simple. I'm not going to get too far into it because that's not the point of this video. The point of the video is it would be a shame to feel like the dream is dead, we can't do retreats because the Sedona retreat is too hard for now. And accepting that the Sedona retreat is too hard for now doesn't mean the Sedona retreat is too hard forever. So optimism is what allows me to know someday we're having an amazing retreat in Sedona. Optimism does not die when we accept reality. That's not real optimism. That real optimism can handle the truth of what's happening right now. Improv is about using what exists already, and adding one thing on top of it, and sort of being patient to allow things to unfold how they will, and allowing yourself to be surprised and delighted by what unfolds, by what gets co-created, rather than trying to constantly arm wrestle things to be good enough for you. We need to accept. And I don't even want to say need to put one more thing on you and make you feel shame or like that there's some sort of moral obligation. There is none of that. It's just that there is so much more joy and there's so much more progress toward the vision, whatever the big vision is, when we accept with yes and what is. It's so easy to get really caught up in wanting to look impressive. And maybe this is a struggle that only I have, although I suspect I'm not the only one. But it's easy to kind of let ourselves off the hook if our work looks impressive to other people, even if it's not getting us closer to where we want to be, even if it's actually holding us back from getting closer to where we want to be, because it's just too heavy. It's just too much. It's hard to carry a cathedral in a backpack and try to make progress towards your goals. But you don't have to do it that way. It is okay to surrender that big-ass cathedral of all these ideas of how things could be in the future and just surrender it to the improv scene. We are going to build it together. Whatever will happen will be good. You might know, this idea of like what you want it to be like in the future, and that's good. I do too. I love holding a big vision. But there's also this freedom that comes in surrender, and that comes in trust, and just knowing whatever is ahead is beautiful, and it will be in alignment with my vision. It will be in alignment with that. And I am open to all the beautiful ways this scene can surprise and delight me. That's the first part. And then that second part is so important. I'm not going to get in my own way by refusing to accept what is. I'm not going to, make myself believe that my dreams are impossible because I'm not just accepting, well, I have the resources that I have right now. I don't have the resources that I'll have in 10 years because that's in 10 years. Right now I have the resources I have today. And good thing that who I am right now is enough. Good thing that all that I have is all that I need. Good thing. That's true. What exists is enough. What exists is enough. And if you can trust that and not weigh yourself down with so much more than is necessary, you will find that you are making progress toward a really beautiful future. I hope this is encouraging to you. It sure feels like a huge relief to me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you'll share it with someone that you care about if this was meaningful to you. Please hit that like button and the subscribe button. I know you hear it all the time, but there's a reason for that. It's super helpful to us content creators when you do those things. Thank you so much. Check out the links in the description of this video if you're interested in my book or if you're interested in learning more about the Mindful Improv community. It's free and it's a great way to stay connected to these ideas of mindful improv thinking that are all my vision for all of it, and my goal for all of it is to help us be braver and make the world a braver, kinder, healthier, safer, more beautiful place. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.